Good morning and happy Tuesday. So right before market open, what did we do? Well, we had this 1 hour here. We were watching the inverse. Although we inversed it on the 15-minute here. So it could have gotten in to go up. However, really big stop loss. I saw Ryan took this 3-minute here. Looks very light bulb. However, I was not sitting at my computer at that moment. So what are we looking for today? I'm not really too sure. Tuesday is usually the day we put in the low of week. So we have our new week opening gap below here. Actually, it's all the way here. So this is our new week opening gap. Yesterday, we saw ES come and just tap right into that. Let me pull up my ES chart. Okay, where is it showing? Oh, we gotta fix this. Perfect. So yeah, ES came and tapped right into that here. And then we kind of pumped back to all-time highs. So really what I'm thinking is that we will go lower, and if we don't like either fill this gap on ES or fill it on NQ. However, I don't really like to have too big of a bearish bias at all-time highs. However, let's see what Bookmap gives us. So we had a lot of orders sitting at 300 just as we come up and take it. We had a lot of sellers coming in. On ES, there's no levels to the upside other than this 605, 607 level. So we really could go down. Already, if you look on the 5-minute, like this looks like a smart money reversal. We had 2 5-minute fair value gaps. We inversed them all in one. However, we have a bunch also going up. And we're just entering a 15. So really have to wait and see what market open brings us. So this here is my 2 15 minutes marked out. And on my other screen here, where you guys are, I've got my higher time frame gaps. So as I rewatched all of my lives, not just from last week, but from the weeks before, one thing that I noticed was that my charts are pretty messy. So a good way to move forward is to keep those clean. So I have all my higher time frame fair value gaps and everything marked out on this screen so that we can keep this one looking as simple as possible. So our first liquidity level is here. Now we have all-time highs. Mark that out on ES. And then we've got a nice low inside our fair value gap here, which we can use as liquidity if we do believe we're going up, but we'll really just have to see what that looks like come market open. Where's my noises? Perfect. So yeah, we already have SMT. Not much, but enough to make me think that ES might want to go back up for that 6805 level that we see on Bookmap. So as always, we'll watch our delta. Our delta will give us the story that the candles don't. And we'll just wait for market open. So ideally, dream scenario. Okay, dream scenario is we come down, we inverse both of these. Actually, okay, so dream scenario, we come down, we sweep this liquidity. And then we go up, back up to the highs. Or we could see something like this, where we close below this, close below that, and then we do something like this, back down to our London low. That was a terrible drawing. Something like this, back down to our London low. Oh, yeah, this is London low, and then here is our Asia low. So we have a couple of options, and my goal this week is to just be patient. I noticed that I had taken a lot of inverses that were just so many candles. And when I did all my back testing, all my forward testing, as I was looking into this strategy, what I found was that when we inverse it in too many candles, then that's when we go the opposite way. So really feeling refreshed and really feeling ready to tackle this week with all the knowledge that I gained from watching back my streams. So we could also do this. So let's look at it on the 5 minutes. So we have this impulse leg here.
Stop and buy.
We come down, we tap the 50%, we go back up. That's a possibility. We're already reacting from that 50%. If you want to look at it on the higher time frame, I don't know how impulsive a leg this is. But yeah, we could come back, sweep this low, which I had marked out here, and then go back up for the highs. That would be a really nice discount trade. And then, yeah, just overall, this 1 hour here, these two 15 minutes here, which is also just a tiny 1 hour. Those can be our conditions. So if we close below those, then we'll try to target something lower. I can't imagine that that new week opening gap will be filled as we come down. We're likely to come down and then kind of pump back up. So we might see some SMT. So let's say ES comes down. ES could really fill it now. Oops. Because we already tapped into it once. So that's a possibility. So we could watch that SMT too. But I don't believe that if NQ comes down here, we're just going to dump. All of these wicks here are very high resistance. So we have a low inside of fair value gap that's been swept. That's high resistance. Another one here, low inside of fair value. I think that was the same one actually. And even as we look down further, so we have a low inside of fair value gap here that was also swept. So all of this liquidity isn't really easily targeted, in my opinion. Which is why longs seem better. However, we'll just see what the market presents for us. So my goal really will be to take notes as I'm working too. So here's market open. The first thing, we had 1,000, like just the first square filled up so fast. Huge sellers. So minus on NQ. This is NQ. So On ES, we're minus 724 just from that first square being filled.
Stop
and
NQ buy.
Minus 158. So the buyers did come in the next one. NQ minus 254, minus 182, plus 150.
Iceberg ES sell.
So really have to see
Iceberg
a
ES
really
sell.
big candle there. But we are tapping into that second, that last fair value gap in the leg. So that discount trade really could be a good one. However, I'm not seeing much of what we have swept, so I'll just delete this for now. Okay, so we have a low insider fair value gap here on the 3-minute. However, Delta is not really telling us the story that it wants to go up. And for all you asking, Delta is the difference between buyers and sellers. So the way that Bookmap has it marked out is every 1,000 orders, it'll give you a number. So the last 3,000 orders have been pretty neutral. Now we're starting to see buyers step in. However, it wasn't really from a level that we wanted
Iceberg
to go
ES
long
sell.
from.
Iceberg ES sell.
People would argue that this is liquidity, and yeah, it is.
Stop
But I'd like to see something a little more obvious.
Stop NQ buy. Stop NQ buy. Stop NQ buy. Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy.
2-minute, 3-minute.
Iceberg ES
Well,
sell.
3-minute doesn't look
Iceberg
bad, but
NQ
the
sell.
risk to reward there won't be very good. And also this wick, that
Iceberg ES
930
buy.
wick,
Iceberg ES buy.
is considered a similar liquidity pool to a data wick.
Stop NQ sell.
Just watching. So this could just be the retrace to go lower from this 5-minute, what looks to be a smart money reversal.
Sweep NQ sellers. Iceberg NQ sell.
But really what I'm seeing really first at open is chop. It's only been 3 minutes, but 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, all chop. So it's kind of an indecision.
Stop NQ buy. Iceberg ES buy. Stop NQ buy.
Actually, I'm just going to ignore the stupid VWAP line. This would be a good level to come down to because we'd also have VWAP as a confirmation, and we haven't touched VWAP in a very long time. Okay, so ES really looking like it wants to go back for that high. So it could be a possibility that we can actually get a short opportunity from here. Oh, yeah, the delta's looking pretty good. Not on NQ though, but on ES. So let's just watch and see what happens. So ES inversed all of these, it's likely it's going to go up.
Iceberg ES buy. Stop NQ buy.
And look, if we had this 5 minute,
Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers. Stop NQ buy.
not the best R to R. 1, you can get a 1, but
Sweep NQ buyers. Iceberg ES sell. Stop NQ sell. Stop NQ sell.
got that 3 minute there too. So the 3 minute and the 5 minute are the same. And they basically close together. The 3 minute will close 1 minute before the 5 minute does. So if we took a setup, going short, it would only be an A setup. It wouldn't be an A plus because we don't have any higher time frame for value gaps here. Ooh. It's not looking too bad, to be honest, to go down. What did we sweep? We swept a 5 minute, we swept a 3 minute. We took out this low, this high inside the fair value gap. Delta's looking pretty strong towards the downside. Minus 488, minus 78, plus 162, minus 424. So NQ plus 204, plus 258, minus 120, minus 186. So still no real decision yet. And if we look at our news, we don't have any today. But of all of our other ones are tentative too. Thunder. Oh, I did not open up my MNQ. So depending on the size of the stop loss will depend on whether what kind of position I use. So really struggling there at the high.
Sweep NQ sellers.
ES inverse to 5 minute. So this really could be the retest to go up. However, the 3 and the 5 minute are telling a different story on NQ.
Stop NQ buy.
So we'll also mark out this wick here. So I think that's important. 9:30 wick.
Stop and Q buy. Sweep and Q buyers.
Asia low. See, I'm really just struggling. And if you ask me, this is not the best market open. Look, we come down, we make this candle, then we make that candle, then we make this candle, then we make that candle, and then we get our first presented fair value gap. And it's only on the 1 minute. Delta is pretty neutral. The last 10,000 orders. Barcode on yes. Okay, so now we have orders coming in. 200 around here.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q sell. Stop ES sell.
Really big sellers. That 2300 level is on bookmap, so I will mark it out. But one thing I have noticed as we have been at all-time highs is that there is such resistance going down. We go up pretty easy, but anytime we go down, every roadblock gets hit.
Sweep and Q sellers. Absorption and Q sellers.
So we're just gonna wait.
Hashkaz traders. Hashkaz beats Hashkaz was right said. I need more green apples.
212 printing. Really big buyers right now, but this square is 1/10 filled. If anything tells us to stay out of the market, it is this.
Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q buy.
Delta's still pretty neutral. So we held that 3, we held that 5. This here is our double 15. But if we look at this opening range, it's not very big.
Sweep and Q sellers. Iceberg and Q sell. Absorption and Q sellers.
Really raining outside. Everything's still
Iceberg
very
and Q
neutral.
buy. Sweep and Q sellers. Absorption and Q buyers.
As you can see, Delta's still pretty neutral. However, if you ask me, it looks
Stop
like
and
we're
Q
gonna
sell.
go down.
Hashkaz tried as Hashkaz beats Hashkaz was right said, eat from the tree of knowledge, and now you will work hard for your food. Mega pump.
So this candle here was pretty high and buy Delta, so.
Absorption and Q buyers.
The next 15-minute closes 12 minutes. Yeah. If we looked at yesterday's open, it was actually very nice. I watched. I did not trade. Well, maybe it wasn't as nice, but we made a big move. And we didn't really get any moves going up at all. We had a 5-minute that I looked at. It went to all-time highs, but it's just when you do your data so much and you see that Mondays are the day that you always lose, then it's so easy to just cut out that trading day.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q sell.
So if we want to take a short, what we want to see is this all close through. We still have other roadblocks on the way. But really, I would like to see that. Okay, so now we have even more SMT. ES took that 930 wick. NQ is still holding strong. But I'm seeing that the sellers are coming in and absorbing on ES. really big sellers on this candle. On the 950 candle, 726. Overall, it's about 1500.
Sweep NQ buyers. Absorption NQ sellers.
So we might actually get a long opportunity. So let's say ES comes down, hits VWAP, NQ
Stop
takes
NQ
this.
buy.
We can go up here. Or even better, we come down for this. Already in discount.
Hello traders, in this video we'll walk you through our new AI analysis tools, show you how to access these powerful features, and demonstrate
Every time I change time frames. So we really are just diddling in the middle. Okay, look, ES has 6788.
Stop NQ buy.
So this here, 6788 is right now it's pushing up price. We can see it, it came on the books. And just as it comes there, then price starts going up.
Iceberg ES sell. Iceberg ES buy.
While we're doing this, I'm just gonna look for more liquidity.
Iceberg ES sell.
Okay, now we have buyer's absorption, so buyer coming in. Did not see anything. Do we have any equal lows? Oh. Not really. Just those two. They gotta be more than a couple candles apart.
Sweep
Anyone
NQ
see
buyers.
any equal
Stop
lows I
ES buy.
missed?
Stop NQ buy.
Chopping around, no for value gaps. We could say if we
Stop
close
NQ
above
buy.
this 3 minute, we are going to all-time highs.
Stop
However, I'm not
NQ buy.
taking any fair value gaps that are too far to the left. I'll just wait for the short. I mean, here, look. We came up 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times. Getting close to 10 o'clock. What did we sweep here? We swept this high inside of fair value gap.
Hey, us real stories said this PA is some booty cheeks. Let me call Powell and fix it.
We're delivering off a higher time frame fair value gap. We got a 15. No, we've got a 5. So actually this one might not be too bad to go short. So the 30-second happened. The 1 minute. All right. And this isn't VWAP. That stupid line is just there. We still have those 15-minute below. However, it's kind of hit both those fair value gaps. 2 minute, nothing on the 2 minute. And the 30-second, not super convincing yet. So let's check our risk. Okay, 53 ticks. So this one here would be A plus. Swept interior high. Delivering from 5 minute. Good liquidity below. It's also at 10 a.m., which is a good time for a reversal. So let's say we, I'm going to get in here. Oh, as long as it's not invalid.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q sell.
Okay, entering.
Order filled.
So the 1 minute, what are we going to do? We're going to exit here. We still have this 1 minute gap here, so this will be our break-even point. Delta's looking decent to go down. We also have a good break-even. So ideally we don't want to see the stalling here. If we do close above this, I will exit. So this is my stop loss. Let's see. Not too bad. Delta still looks good to go down. Okay, I might have to exit this.
Stop and Q buy.
Oh, that's not what you want to hear. Delta's still not very good. So do we have a break-even point that we could use on ES?
Stop ES sell. Stop and Q sell.
No, but now ES is hitting VWAP, so
Sweep and Q buyers. Absorption and Q sellers.
nah, I'm not too worried about this. So I'm going to watch what ES does at VWAP, because that will determine whether we are going to go lower or higher. But realistically, on ES and on NQ, we're not making any new highs. We're just kind of going lower. So this gap has been tapped into so many times and is held. So if we close below this gap here, it actually, it's good for our position. So that's a really great break-even point. And that's something that Ryan talks about a lot, is that a good trade will have a good break-even point. And if there's no good break-even point, then you don't want to take it. So I am gonna sell 3 here. And then I'll hold for a little bit of a bigger move. Let's try this. Okay, so now we're hitting that gap. Now's our break even, but I am gonna wait just a minute because I don't want it to snap all back on me. And I do want to see if we close below it. Perfect. So we close below it. So now I am gonna go break even. Although ES hitting VWAP could really
Stop
just
NQ sell.
take us out at break even. So Delta looks very good to go down. Minus 230, plus 114, plus 26, plus 30, minus 154, minus 270. Oh, big candle.
Stop NQ sell. Stop NQ sell.
So it really could all just come back on us now.
Order filled.
Nice. Good job.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell.
So now let's see, our next liquidity level
Stop
on
NQ
ES
sell.
is where? Here. Oh, we got this. So ideally we want to be all of out of
Stop
our
NQ buy.
position as ES comes and takes this. You see that? That fair value gap here. So we hit our basically 1 to 2. We hit this. I would have been all out, but the delta looks really good to keep going. So we can delete this now. Keep this up.
Sweep NQ sellers.
Now ES is really trading below VWAP, so we might just come up, hit that, come to here. Delta still looks good to go down, even though our position is going against us. That one big candle can tell us a lot. So we still have this 30-second here. That hasn't been hit yet. This one barely. Oh, we're looking at the wrong chart. This one did inverse to the upside. All right, looks like we're going to be taken out at break even, which is good. We had a nice trade. Hit some nice profits.
Sweep and Q buyers.
So it looks like it really is going to take us out at
Order
that break
filled.
even. So now the delta's kind of reversing. Oh, let's see. Is this our long
Stop
position?
ES buy.
Oh. What do we sweep? So we swept this 930 wick in a 15. It's a pretty nice V shape. And ES is trading at VWAP. Oh, let's check it out on the 1 minute here. Oh, we did. Okay, you know what? I am gonna try 2 micros to go up.
Order filled.
All right, let's give this one a go.
Sweep and Q sellers.
Uh-oh.
Absorption and Q buyers.
Break even. The delta looks good to go up. We'll give it a minute. The risk on this one's very small. Oh, look. We have a 2 minute here. Oh, that 2 minute looks very light bulb. All right. So let's see. We got about 2 minutes here. Oh, it's a new candle. So let's see if we inverse. Looks like we're going to inverse the 2 minute. Watching on the wrong one. Struggle with messy charts. There we go. Okay, 2 minute. Oh, ES looks like it wants to fall. But the delta doesn't tell that story right now. About another minute here. I'm going to get ready to close my position. If it does, I'll come back on me because ES really looks like it wants to fall. Delta's pretty neutral. We closed all our higher time frame fair value gaps except for this 5.
Stop and Q buy.
So we'll see what happens here. Whoa.
Stop and Q buy. Stop ES buy. Sweep and Q buyers. Stop and Q buy.
All right, I'm going to go break even now. Because this was my break even point. This would be a better break even point. It's just kind of high. But ideally, we inverse this 2 minute. We close it up here. We should not be coming back for that break even. So while I could have risked a little bit more than 2 micros on this, because of my $200 stop loss, I didn't want to give back my profits. So let's mark out this 5 and the 3. If we close above this 3 in this candle, you're good. I would add. Three minute 09. The 3 minute and the 5 minute close very close together, so fuck off. I got my timing wrong. We still got another 5 minutes on this 5-minute candle. Okay, so now we've got this fair value
Sweep
gap
and
here
Q
to hold
sellers.
us. So let's just see what we do. Book map level 300. ES hasn't made any newer highs. What are we tapping into here? We've got nothing. It could all come back on us on one candle.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q
Because
sell.
we really, like, we've rejected that 5 minutes so many times now. What was our risk to reward on this? We hit decent. Now we're gonna inverse a 1 to go down. So, oh, really, really strong selling delta on that last candle. All right, I'm gonna be taking out a break even here. But we did have 2 pretty nice trades. Had I taken profits on this, it wouldn't have been so bad. What did we hit? Not bad. Still holding that 2 minute there that we formed. And we are all out in just a minute.
Order filled.
All right, not bad.
Absorption and Q sellers. Sweep and Q buyers.
So our TP was pretty good. That 930 wick was good liquidity. We did reverse after that. I entered the long on the 1 minute, but I held it because the 2 minute closed above. So we're still holding the 2 minute. We actually haven't even tapped into that IFVG. However, that break even point does save us. And it does look like we're gonna fall. Damn fucking VWAP line. Okay, we are at VWAP on ES. We have that 780 level here.
Absorption and Q buyers. Sweep and Q sellers. Absorption and Q buyers.
Same, just hit TP. Oh, looks like we took the same trade as Ryan. Not the long, but the short. Oh. Wow. Good job, Samaya. Perfect. Wow. Success. Doesn't look like he took that long, but the short was a great play. Good job. So yeah, I would say now's the time to touch grass, but it's raining outside. Really not good price action. So really grateful that we did get a trade. Really grateful that we saw our trade and we had the courage to take it. However, I do feel like I got a little greedy moving my TP because our TP was pretty perfect. So anyway, we could sit here and we could watch price action. Or we could go enjoy our day.
Stop and Q buy.
What I do believe I'm going to do, after saying thank you to myself for showing up every day, thank you for learning the material, and thank you for never giving up. Also, thank you to the market for giving us this opportunity. And thank you for all you guys who come in and join me so we can stick to our rules every day. All right, well, see you tomorrow.